So there he is. Of course, Cosmic Book News has the sentiment that most would suspect, including myself. Rest in peace, James Bond. Amazon Studios now in full control. So, whoops. Could it be? Well, look what they did to Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, but a new era has dawned. And Jeff Bezos, boy, he really is reining in the Washington Post. They're all freaking out and everything. Uh, so maybe he'll actually look to someone other than what's her name, Jennifer Salke, to run James Bond. Uh, so yeah, that we'll see. So anyway, and so let's give a moment of silence for James Bond as the character is officially dead after 62 years. There, that's the silence. The film adaptations, of James Bond started on October 10th, 1962. Well, technically there was a TV show in the States, but never mind. Starring Sean Connery in Dr. No. 25 more films would be made with the last released in 1981, starring Daniel Craig. No Time to Die. Well, spoiler, he did. Well, it turns out it was James Bond's time to die. What happened? It's learned that Amazon Studios now has full control over James Bond. On Thursday, longtime owners Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson handed over the reins of the franchise to Amazon, who purchased the rights in for $8.5 billion. While Broccoli and Wilson still retain an ownership stake, they have relinquished all creative control. Yeah. It's expected that Broccoli and Wilson will receive another payout and take part in future profits going forward, provided there are any. What are you going to do with this series? Well, let's see. The trades are reporting this will enable Amazon to move quickly to figure out how to keep Bond relevant and to really reimagine the series. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. All right, I'll read the rest of the article and I'll get back to that point. The 82-year-old Michael G. Wilson said in a statement, I am stepping back from producing the James Bond films to focus on art and charitable projects. Well, he's 82, so you can understand. So no ill will towards him. Barbara Broccoli, 64, added, with the conclusion of No Time to Die and Michael retiring from the films, I feel it is time to focus on my other projects. What's next for James Bond at Amazon? Everything James Bond is currently on hold, as the deal is still subject to regulatory approval and expected to close sometime this year. A new movie has been said to be in development, but it has been in creative hell, in part due to, it said, how Broccoli and Wilson were clashing with Amazon. A recent report from the Wall Street Journal said Broccoli referred to Amazon as fucking idiots. So it doesn't sound good. But with the problems of age and whatnot, what was to hold out, and now's the time to take the money, while at the same time probably seeing what they intended to do with the character and just, oh God. But there's only so much fighting you can do. So it's reported that Broccoli and Wilson kept Bond close to their chest and oversaw everything with a fine-tooth comb, while other studios wanted to take Bond in a different direction, including TV series spinoffs and a Bond cinematic universe similar to Star Wars and Marvel. Jeez. Uh-oh. Apologize. Oh, good Lord. Bond is not like Batman. Like Batman comes from a shared universe in DC. Most of the Batman movies have been solo Batman movies, but you can do that with Batman. You not really with Bond. And the idea of spinning something out of it doesn't all work very much. It only you can only think of the first Joker movie as being successful, aside from Batman. Then look at the second one. It doesn't work that way. And the idea of spinning out things from Bond has been thought of for quite a while. In fact, the Holly Berry character from when Pierce Brosnan was Bond, there were serious talk of doing a spinoff film there. And I think Felix Leiter was looked at as a possible character to spin out of. And theoretically, just left to themselves, yeah, kind of, sort of, but it's always like, hey, where's Bond? That kind of thing. Bond film with no Bond, Spider-Man film with no Spider-Man. I don't think so. Yeah. And in today's environment, I just don't think any of that would work. But probably what they would do is like the Money Penny series. But of course, it wouldn't be Moneypenny being Moneypenny. She would suddenly be female James Bond and all that stuff. Q would be, well, not female James Bond, at least not yet, but would probably be Nerdy Bond. So you would have Nerdy Bond, but he would still be this action hero and stuff like, no. The only thing that might possibly be interesting is an M series where it's kind of like the workings of M behind the scenes, like a House of Cards series. But even that, it's just, no, James Bond is James Bond. I understand the greed factor of this over-encompassing giant monster of a thing that just brings in money. But you're more than likely just going to burn a lot of money. And at the detriment of your main character, whose films are where it's at. So I don't think that would work. But so, yeah, obviously Broccoli and Wilson understood this. And maybe, just maybe, that's where they finally just had to give up and take the money. And that's just maybe this is what they balked at more, rather than race swapped Bond, gender swapped Bond, sexual orientation swapped Bond, stuff like that, which is still likely, even though we're in a new era. So it's possible, but hopefully it's just this sort of thing, which would still be bad. I think it would deplete the IP. So anyway, following the announcement of the deal, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos took to social media to ask fans who they want to play the next James Bond. Fans overwhelmingly responded with Henry Cavill. Yeah, that would be my choice, especially if you haven't, check out the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie that he did. It bombed, but it was pretty good. And of course, there's the screen test that Henry Cavill did way back when, before Daniel Craig landed the role. And so a lot of people see he would be a good choice. If he can't be Superman, James Bond would be my next big choice for him to take over. However, what iteration would it be? If it's not real Bond, then I'm not interested, So Amazon will now begin to look for their Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige of their new Bond universe prior to casting a new actor as 007. So, yeah. Well, maybe if Henry Cavill is both Bond and in charge, maybe that. So anyway, yes, Henry Cavill would be a good choice. Hence, I will draw his picture as Bond later in this show. So I don't know if it's going to go bad with Amazon influence, like what they did to Lord of the Rings. Henry should just pass on, but he's already got an involvement with Amazon. He's doing his Warhammer thing, which he's very passionate about, and hopefully it works out. He's already filmed, or maybe still actively filming, the Voltron movie, which I have no interest in personally, but hopefully it's, not bad. But so he's involved with Amazon. So he's there, he's available. And if you really want this to work, that would go a long way of getting people excited for new James Bond. The rest, of course, could just destroy everything if it's this piece of crap. And no one really wants to see Henry Cavill do woke Bond. They really don't. So best of luck to you, Bond, but boy, are you gonna need it, and but hopefully this plays out for the better. All right, I'll pause at this point and take a look at the chat again with a little sippy poo. Nodak shows up. Hey, Nodak, welcome to the show again. And of course, suggest, hey, hit the like button. That's right, you should. Kevin, I suppose there will be a woman James Bond, DEI. Yeah. Well, everybody is moving against their DEI policies and stuff. Hopefully that trend continues. And if that is the case, slight chance, albeit slight, admittedly, but that could happen.